Men in this world are all vain. Even if you exercise like crazy every day, eat hundreds of oyster kidneys, still sallow and thin, walking in vain. Because the will of the world is to resist the strange invasion. Men will be randomly selected for female ghosts to absorb yan shed. Causes everyone's yin to rise and yan to decline. But I was born with pure yan body, strong yan energy, inexhaustible. All the female ghosts are staring at me and drooling. Not only do you want to take me for yourself, still want to stick with me as a sticker monkey. At this time, I was confused. I vaguely remember practicing at home. The young woman next door keeps making strange noises. Let me wonder. As a result, I died violently while practicing bad arts. Unexpectedly, I traveled through time. At this time, the teacher on the podium knocked on the blackboard seriously. Said there were 30 minutes left. The weird auction begins. Teacher, I believe everyone is not so unlucky, will be selected. Then he began to answer questions from his classmates. However, the students' problems gave the class teacher a headache. What kind of female ghost is not beautiful? Sticking with a female ghost. How much yan energy is needed to prevent it from being sucked dry? Fortunately, the question I raised at the end, she was finally able to answer. I pointed to the mark on my arm and asked the teacher. I selected it. Changes with the countdown. The teacher hasn't had time to speak yet. I just disappear in place. Wait until your vision becomes clear again. I find myself waiting. On the screen on the wall of the hall room. Playing past auction videos. A female ghost named Marongyan used 10,000 ghost coins to photograph a strong man. Then the corners of her mouth split to both sides. Then he stretched out his long tongue and penetrated into the strong man's mouth. This strong man was sucked dry like a deflated rubber ball. Saw this scene. I fell into deep thought. My small body, I'm afraid it won't show up. I don't know if the pure yan body in my previous life is still there or not. So I went to the corner and silently performed the exercises. Soon I was pleasantly surprised to find that my yan energy began to arouse. Temperature soars instantly. I thought it wouldn't attract attention. I also specially found a corner. Who would have thought that when I opened my eyes, everyone was staring at me, because of the high temperature on my body. Let the waiting to be heard be like an oven. Little brother, you have a fever. Who is a good person who can burn like this when he has a fever? Could it be the yan energy in him? I heard that the stronger the yang energy, the higher the body temperature will be. Why do I remember that the stronger the yang energy, the longer it lasts? Seeing that the direction of the discussion has become distorted, I quickly stop everyone and stop arguing. I have been frail and sick since I was a child. How can there be any yang energy? At this time the door was pushed open. A sheep-headed ghost walked in and took us in. Everyone is nervous. And Uncle and I were the only ones who remained calm-faced. I have enough confidence because of the existence of pure yang body. Another uncle is said to have participated in an auction. At this time, the center of the venue was already filled with strange people. They stare at me greedily. When these weird things don't break out, they look similar to humans. After the weird people looked at it for a while, start discussing individually. The quality of these Longbo auction items is not good. Are you mistaken? Although most of them are not of high quality, that middle-aged man was an old man who had participated once. That guy's psychological quality is also pretty good. Good psychological quality is of no use. His skinny appearance probably doesn't raise much eyebrows. I couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Fortunately, I didn't realize that I'm special. It makes me feel. A line of sight swept across him. I looked up at the box on the second floor. The window is pushed open. A female ghost with a devilish figure stands in front of the window. He was actually waiting to hear about Marongyan whom he had seen on the screen. Intuition tells me. This female ghost, definitely one of the most dangerous guys today. At this time, teams from other countries were also brought to the venue. A male idol from Kinji country. After being glanced at by Marongyan, scared to the point of peeing. The pants are wet. Still falling yellow. The liquid weirdos looked at him with disgust. No one wants to suck a guy who waits his pants. Kinji Nation made a joke when it appeared. The other teams looked at this guy with gloating eyes. When I came up, I pulled a lump. Most of them will be rejected. I poked. Middle-aged uncle. Puzzled, I asked if it would be miserable if the auction failed. He looked at me curiously. I don't even know about such a common-sense question. My eyes are suddenly sad. Uncle, you don't know something. My father is a gambler. Mother is seriously ill and bedridden. My sister is going to school. I have worked to make money since I was a child. Don't have time to pay attention to these. The uncle's eyes were moist after hearing this. He wiped his tears and talked about the child. You are pitiful. If you have any questions, just ask. Uncle will give you the answer. It turns out that once the auction fails, we'll be thrown into a strange world, sucked by countless brats. When the time comes, there will be no life left. How many rounds did the auction go on? I saw Sakurajima and the people of Sakurajima with my own eyes. The sheep was so angry that it was sucked dry. At this time, Weiwei wearing a smiling mask came on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue the auction. Then the screen behind the auctioneer lit up. Start scrolling. Finally stop. This time it wasn't Uncle. I can't bear to look at him, although we just met each other not long ago. But this uncle is kind-hearted. 30 minutes later. Uncle's auction ends. Photographed by a private room on the second floor for 100,000 ghost coins. A young man walked down from the second floor strangely. Start diluting his oxygen. The uncle's face is visible to the naked eye. Become pale. But fortunately, he persisted for 5 minutes. I quickly went on stage to help the weak uncle. I want to carry him back to rest. However, at this moment the auctioneer suddenly opened his mouth and came. Just stay. I looked at each other in confusion. The auctioneer pointed to the big screen behind him. It turns out that the moment the uncle survived, the 7th draw begins. And it was me who was drawn this time. Because I have already prepared myself mentally. So I'm not nervous. Looking at the strange and disdainful expressions in the audience, I breathed a sigh of relief. You'd better not rob me. Let me end the auction quietly. This is the 7th lot in this auction. A young man from Longguo who has just turned 18 years old. Let everyone judge for themselves. Look at how thin I am. The auctioneer didn't bother to introduce himself. Such a skinny look. I think 5,000 ghost coins is more than that. Yeah, shoot this guy. Maybe all your money will be lost. The weird people were talking about it. These sounds came to my ears. My face turned dark instantly. Do you want to look down on people so much? Although I don't want to be scrambled. But I can't take pictures either. At this time, the female ghost tin red in the box on the second floor. I haven't seen the sound of bidding for a long time. He looked at the stage curiously. She was attracted to me. Because of being born with a pure yan body. There is masculinity between my eyebrows. Other weirdness cannot be seen, but being born into a big family, he captured this detail. Intuition told him, photograph this boy having an unexpected surprise. So he asked for 7,000 ghost coins. Unexpectedly, Marongyan also mixed in 8,000 ghost coins. I'm worried that the female ghost tin red will give up bidding. Because when I first came here, I was waiting to hear the questions. Have you ever seen Marongyan sucking in yang energy? Extremely cruel, but fortunately, the female ghost tin red did not give up. Actually gave out 30,000 ghost coins directly. Morong was covered in smoke. Originally, I just wanted to discuss the other party. This guy is worth 30,000, but the other party must have his reasons for doing so. I just didn't see it. So Marongyan also followed Jia, as the two bidders bid higher and higher. Finally, the female ghost tin red gritted her teeth. I offer 100,000 ghost coins. Marongyan, if you can offer a higher price, then he will be yours. Haha. Let you always grab things from me. I offer 120,000 ghost coins. Marongyan knows the other party very well. I know he only brought 100,000 ghost coins. In fact, he can take the photo with an additional 1,000, but he happened to have 20,000 more. Not only did he steal the other party's new clothes, tatting skin shows strong financial resources. It can also humiliate and ridicule him for 120,000. A ghost appears. The whole place was in an uproar. With the final word, the female ghost in red couldn't hold it back. He laughed out loud. Only then did Marongyan react. I was fooled. Hit the opponent's provocation. Anger filled Marongyan's mind. He looked at me fiercely. Then go downstairs and pay the ghost coins. The corners of my mouth twitch. What are you afraid of? After seeing the auction results, the uncle in the waiting area, bowing sadly. Although I was sold to a high price of 120,000, but there is definitely no way to survive. This 120,000 can only become an inheritance. Little brother, you didn't escape death in the end. But don't worry. After returning to the real world, I will definitely find your sister. Raise her as your biological daughter. The uncle shouted to me on the stage. I looked at her doubtfully. What sister? As Marongyan came to me, I feel the cold breath. Marongyan was so angry that she couldn't control her tears. but she still had a smile on her face. Little cutie, let me give you a chance to sympathize with you. I will spare your life. I was stunned for a moment. I don't believe the female ghost is so kind, but we've come this far. It doesn't hurt to give it a try. The next moment I'm a drama queen. Sigh. Sad eyes. Ghost sister, I grew up in a difficult family situation. My father is a gambler. Mother is seriously ill and bedridden. I still have a younger sister at home who has to go to school. I made up the life story of the liar uncle. Moved over intact. Gambling dad. Sick mom. The younger sister who goes to school and the broken hip. Why is it so miserable? This ghost sister. Thank you for photographing me with 120,000 ghost coins. No matter what you want to do to me. They are all my benefactors. For a moment, I was infected by the weirdness present. The female ghost in red feels regretful. It was me who hurt her. If not myself, she will not fall into Murong Yan's hands. Poor thing, your life experience is so miserable. I was moved. But since you call me benefactor, that benefactor now wants your life. Should you also promise me? Cursing secretly. Sure enough, dogs can't change their habit of eating shit. He has no intention of letting me go. At this time, Murong Yan grinned, sticking out tongue. I don't know what kind of torture he wants to use on me, but still quick-eyed and quick-handed. Just before your tongue touches your own, reach out and grab it. The moment I grabbed Murong Yan's tongue, everyone and Wei Yi on the scene were stunned. This guy is dead. Surprisingly, Murong Yan was not exposed. What a strong yang energy. He felt the strong yang energy. Eyes shining. I know I found a treasure. It's been 2 minutes since I was talking nonsense just now. He didn't dare waste any more time. I didn't even retract my tongue before sucking in the yang chat. I was sucked for 1 minute. But no discomfort. Being born with a pure yang body is really strong. My pure yang body is still in silence now. I can't even finish this Murong cigarette. What if I activate? So close your eyes. Operation skills. With running a week. The pure yang body is reactivated. The body radiates hot heat. All the weirdness feels unusual. In strange eyes. I'm as bright as the sun. I will continue to maintain the practice. Think silently for 3 seconds. Then open your eyes. I want to see Murong Yan's reaction. Murong Yan's eyes widened. Red cracks appear on snow-white skin. He looked confused. What happened? Yang Che suddenly becomes stronger, causing him to be unable to digest. The skin is cracked. Just 3 seconds. The oxygen he sucked was enough for him to reach his realm. But he didn't choose to stop. Instead, continue to increase your efforts to absorb oxygen. It's the female ghost who's crazy. I looked at him in surprise. How dare he smoke it? The idea just came up. I saw Murong Yan's body swell. The cracks on the body begin to flicker. Clearly on the verge of collapse. In the end, I just heard a bang. Murong Yan actually exploded. At auction. All the ghosts stare. No one expected. The proud daughter of a dignified ghost general's family. Dilute my foreignness. Can hold himself up until he explodes and dies. I always thought. Strong to death is just an exaggeration. I didn't expect to see it with my own eyes. In the box on the second floor of the auction, the female ghost in red rubbed her eyes in disbelief. This man's arrogance. There are so many that they can actually support the foundation. It's weird. I'm standing on the stage. Discover these weird things. The eyes that look at me are getting hotter. Suddenly I felt like something was wrong. So I asked the auctioneer if my auction was over. Can I go? The auctioneer shook his head and needed to wait until all auctions were over. You can rest in the waiting room first. After witnessing my worth, the auction room was extremely respectful to me. After the originally terrifying guide received the instructions. Like a humble waiter at the moment. Take me to the waiting room. I wave my hand and go down. There was a knock on the door. The female ghost in red came in. Before I could react, she rushed forward excitedly. Hold my arm and act like a coquettish Aries brother. I want to suck your manhood. Can you sell it again? I looked at him doubtfully. Isn't the auction random? How can I make the decision? He breathed softly into my ear. You can sign the agreement. Apply for second auction. I will never let you suffer a loss. I take a deep breath. It feels like my arms are sinking in. I read countless ghosts. Just this little bit of caution. Not enough to make me surrender. I'm more concerned about whether there are any benefits. The female ghost in red was a little moved when she saw me. Quickly come up with an agreement, if you are willing to sell again. Auction members open redemption qualifications for you. You can exchange ghost coins for lots. This remark interested me very much. I want to see what is redeemable first. After all, I am human. Your weird stuff may not be useful to me. He immediately agreed to my request. Submit the auction list. My eyes stay on the red secret scroll. Surprising discovery. The contents of this secret scroll. He actually practiced half a volume of nameless skills with me. Very similar. I even have a feeling that it's the other half of the skill. So I agreed to participate in the auction. The female ghost in red hugged my arm and said, Brother Aries, the slave family wants to get you, but I specially paid 500,000 ghost coins in advance. My brother will definitely belong to the slave family. Her charming and soft voice. Keep teasing my broad mind. Makes me confused. Why is this little ghost so good? At this time, the sheep-headed ghost on the auction table knocked the hammer. He said excitedly, Ladies, gentlemen, I have some good news to announce to you. Mr. Aries will hold a second auction as soon as the news comes out. The whole place was bowing. Damn, this is the first time I met a human who sold twice in a row. I have to compete hard this time. Brother, are you dreaming? This is obviously for the second floor. What second floor? First floor. Can't I defeat them by sitting on the first floor? Brother, you are already sitting in the lobby. Stop pretending. I wanted to get along with you as an ordinary ghost. But you mocked me in every possible way. What's the meaning? Damn it. Brother, don't turn your mouth. Suddenly, the auction house fell into darkness. Only the lights are gathered in the middle. For sheep-headed figures carrying a leather sofa. Come out of the darkness. I sit on the sofa, eating melon seeds, drinking happy water. Cross your legs. Full of pomp and circumstance. The auctioneer is standing next to me. Start dancing with passion and introduction. Now on the stage is Aries from the Dragon Kingdom. He is handsome and handsome. Monpi Panin. Enough style. Like a sun. There is a beautiful woman standing next to the female ghost in red on the second floor. This little guy is goat. His foreign style was already alarming to me. The female ghost in red was shocked when she heard her mother's praise. You must know that mother is a ghost general. If you can build a good relationship, that will be of great benefit. What if something like that happened to him again? The auction has already started. Starting price of 100,000 ghost coins. The female ghost in red saw this and directly offered 150,000 ghost coins. The young man in the other box is weird. Calmly shout out 200,000. By the way, he was laughing and mocking. Jong Yunu is also from the Red Ghost clan after all. 150,000 ghost coins is too petty. Not waiting for the next person to get married yet, I sneered at the young man. The price is all increased by 50,000 ghost coins. You have the nerve to say that he is petty and arrogant. The young man was so angry that he jumped. I folded my arms and sat on the sofa to continue typing. Why are you angry? Come and kill me if you can. I have identified Jongyun now. Naturally, I have to help him speak. It can also stimulate his desire to consume. As the auction proceeds, the price is getting higher and higher. Jongyun couldn't sit still either. I offer 370,000 ghost coins. Brother Aries is willing to auction for the second time. The slave family has contributed a lot of effort. How about you guys give me some face? However, there is nothing weird about betraying his face. The young man I criticized before even offered for 100,000 yuan. Jongyun is anxious. Raise the price again by 50,000. 450,000 once. 450,000 twice. Dear guests on the second floor, if you don't increase the price, Mr. Aries is about to be photographed by Ms. Jongyun. At this time, the auctioneer was also very excited. Are you really willing to have a strong and handsome male god photographed by someone else? After taking the photo, you will not only be able to break through the sea level, you can also enter Hyaki Academy. The lowest level that comes out of there is a ghost general. That is a glory that cannot be exchanged for millions of ghost coins. But now it's only for 150,000. Let's do this. All the weirdness has gone up. 470,000 damn. Don't rob me from anyone. Otherwise, I will call my city lord level father to destroy all of you. Fuck you 480,000. Who doesn't have a city lord level dad yet? Come if you feel like it. In Jongyun's box, Jia's face gradually turned pale as she listened to the other ghosts. But in the end, he gritted his teeth and shouted out his bottom line. 500,000 ghosts to avoid. But the moment his voice fell, be surpassed by others. I couldn't help but shake my head. Zhang Yun obviously doesn't have the ability to follow the photo shoot. At this time, a mature woman's voice came from Zhang Yun's box. 600,000 ghost coins. It was Zhang Yun's mother who got married, the terrifying ghost general Shen Qingru. After he appeared in the sight of the ghosts, the whole audience exclaimed, "Damn it, isn't this a weird auction? How come there is such a thing as ghost downgrade? Can't he only participate in the ghost downgrade auction?" The auctioneer on the stage also frowned. "Look up at the box." Not giving any face to the ghost at all. "Miss Shen, you should know the rules of the auction." "What is your rank?" Shen Qingru's willow eyebrows. "I'll come in and give you some ghost coins. Can't you just take a look at my daughter?" The auctioneer's tone stiffened. "Sure. But it's too much for you to get married. You can go to Guiyangji's auction." Shen Qingru shook her head. "I'm not going. I keep taking pictures and they are all old stuff. Tired of watching it. When are there going to be some new humans for us ghosts?" The auctioneer was silent. He knows that Shen Qingru is not joking. But the problem is, how the hell can any human be able to withstand you ghost general sucking it? Then you can turn into a human being and do it in a second. "Miss Shen, please don't change the subject. If you insist on participating in the auction, then I can only ask you to leave. See the auctioneer for this reason." Shen Qingru stopped teasing her. She waved her hand. Said, "I didn't participate in the auction. It's my daughter's voice that's gone hoarse. Can't I bid for her? If photographed, it was my daughter who went up there. Her explanation is fine, but everyone can see it. She's here to tell the truth." The auctioneer was silent for a while. No more words. 600,000 ghosts can be avoided once. 600,000 ghosts avoided twice. Just as he was about to hit the third hammer, I heard it in the youth box. An old man's dissatisfied snort came out. "Shen Qingru, now that you have come out to reveal the truth, then I'll help the young master find out what's going on." "No problem, right? 700,000 ghost coins." While talking, there is a ghost general level aura coming from the box. Here comes another old thing. I put down the melon seeds in my hand. I was born with pure yang body. The pressure of the ghost general did not affect me. At the same time, I looked expectantly at the two private rooms on the second floor. I noticed that these two families are not dealing with each other. As for what kind of contradiction, I'm not interested. As long as they fight, I can reap the benefits of being a fisherman. As expected, the next moment, Shen Qingru also released a ghost general level aura. But unlike that old slave, his aura is obviously more murderous. Let the weird people feel it instantly. Put yourself in a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. He once slaughtered a ghost general's family by himself. Everyone was shocked by the strange incident. After that, he was dubbed the Fierce God. "I'll kill you all before you are a bitch. Let you get away with it. You thought you were going to the Qingshan ghost clan. Is there nothing I can do to you? Even if I kill you, your master doesn't dare to say anything either." Two ghosts will face each other tit for tat. The weirdos in the hall are as scared as quails. The auctioneer, whose breath was pressed to the ground by a ghost, lifting up one's head with difficulty, wanted to protect me, but you saw me on the platform with an unchanging face. Suddenly the pupils shrank sharply. The two ghosts will collide with urgent pressure. How could he, a weak human being, be able to bear it? Is it just because he has a little more yang energy? Shen Qingru, who is fighting against the old slave. "When you see me on stage." A trace of surprise flashed across his eyes. Not only was this guy not intimidated, still looking at myself laughing, Shen Qingru is more interested in me. Look at me and lick my lips. Why should he hold him? Is it because of the yang energy in his body? Zhang Yun, who was secretly observing from the side, saw his expression. Can't help but speak out. "Mother hears voice." Shen Qingru came back to her senses. The slender index finger stops in front of the red lips. To reassure her. "How could I rob you? No matter how much it costs this time. My mother can do it. She got it. Let you breathe in the yang energy." At the same time, he added in his mind, "But only this time. Shen Qingru has been demoted for many years, always looking for opportunities for breakthrough. And today she found it. She has beautiful eyes. Don't want to waste any more time." The aura on his body suddenly exploded. Defeat the opponent directly. The young man's box next door. The sound of the old slave vomiting blood reached clearly to all ghost ears. The old slave was defeated. Shen Kingru takes back her pressure. The auctioneer finally got up from the ground. He looked at me with complicated eyes. Then he said to the second floor that the auction will continue. Miss Shen. Mr. Yang, I'm warning you one last time. Influence auction. I'm going to shake people. This bitch releases his breath first. I accidentally injured so many little ones. I'm just punishing him. Alright. Hurry up and auction it. Shen Kingru smiled and rounded it off. The auctioneer saw him not moving again. Miss Shen said with a sigh of relief. Mr. Yang just offered 700,000 ghost coins. Only 700,000. Shen Kingru showed impatience on her face. Stop binking. 1 million ghost coins. The price is shouted out. The whole auction venue is still weird no matter how crowded it is. It's all a sudden burst of heartache. I saw the gaze cast by Shen Kingru. As if saying, look. Aries, I will offer you 1 million ghost coins. I curled my lips. If it is a general, I will definitely be satisfied with 1 million ghost coins. But this is a ghost general. Who are you looking down on with only 1 million? Shen Kingru couldn't help but raise her eyebrows when she saw this. Is this guy so greedy? At this time, he raised his hand and asked the auctioneer, I am applying for diluted oxygen time to be auctioned. Increase to 10 minutes. But I want to take a picture of me. The price cannot be less than 2 million. Is it okay for my suggestions? The auctioneer seemed very satisfied. Because there is no precedent for this kind of auction. 10 minutes is because I think I am too foreign-minded. Is life too long? Saw the auctioneer hesitate. I put my arm around his shoulders like an old acquaintance. Whisper, brother auctioneer. Rules are dead. But ghosts are alive. Special case. Special treatment. I'm talking. While secretly bribing the auctioneer. Inject him with yang energy. The auctioneer felt his body being filled. Instantly shocked. Thought I was backstabbing him. But the next second, he reacted immediately. This is yang check. This little bit of yang. It actually loosened his promotion bottleneck. The auctioneer looked at me with intense eyes. I'm very confident. A little foreignness will surely impress him. So I went on to talk about the auctioneer brothers. Do me a little favor. I'll give you some more foreign style. Seeing one person and one ghost like this, don't force your face. Trading in front of all the ghosts. The weirdos are indignant. Is he using this to test the auctioneer? Which auctioneer can't stand such a test? That's it. The auctioneer has never seen such strong lines and ways. I'll take a fancy to your foreign style. I just finished speaking on the stage. The auctioneer waved his hand. Mr. Aries has a very determined attitude. You are welcome. It doesn't matter whether it's foreign or not. You call me brother. That brother must help with this. Everyone in the hall fell silent. A man stood up strangely and indignantly, pointing at the suspicious person on the stage, trembling with rage. You are an auctioneer. Actually openly accepted bribes. I want to report you. The auctioneer frowned. Before anyone reacts, snapped his fingers. That weird moment was kicked out of the auction house. The auctioneer said, arrogantly and strangely, there are no rules in auctions. Auctioneers cannot accept bribes. What's the use of reporting me? There is a rule. Guests in the audience are not allowed to attack the auctioneer. This is the effect I want. Come on, bro. You have collected this yang energy. Don't get angry with these guys who have no vision. While I'm running the technique, while transmitting yang energy to the auctioneer. When I activate the pure yang body, all the weirdness made me excited. The yang energy in a human being is like a hunter. The auctioneer was also shaking with excitement after he absorbed my yang energy, finally almost breaking through. The auctioneer cleared his throat. Addressing the private room on the second floor, he said, Ms. Shen, after Mr. Yang based on my fair and equitable judgment, I think we should adopt brother by Yang's suggestion. Oxygen intake time increased to 10 minutes. Starting price is 2 million coins. Shen Kingru stared at me hard. The auctioneer didn't listen at all. He is actually in this human body, seeing the pure yang energy that has disappeared for many years. Thinking of this, his face turned serious. No matter what the price, I have to take a picture of him today. So I told the auctioneer that I was willing to continue bidding. Only 2 million. No one can afford it, right? The old slave next door looks gloomy and uncertain. Finally, I said that I am willing to. Madam Shen said. Who can't even get 2 million ghost coins? Shen Qianru giggled twice, saying 2 million ghost coins, am I really forcing myself a little bit? The ghost coins I stole after I slaughtered your whole family. I didn't spend much money. It just comes in handy today. For a moment, the whole place was silent. The ghosts on the field complained in their hearts that he really dared to say that. The whole family of the massacre also jumped repeatedly in front of others. It's just heart-wrenching. Don't be afraid that this old slave will fight you tooth and nail. The old slave in the box was so angry that he vomited blood. Shen Qianru didn't bother to care about him. Get married directly. The bidding between these two people is fierce. Suddenly a strange voice came. The third ghost general also entered the scene. Found something wrong. Look up at the box. I found a middle-aged male ghost staring at me. His pupils are bloodshot. Looks extremely scary. Who is this guy? I frowned. He seemed eager to promote me. He is Morongfan. It's Morongyan who was stretched out by you. Father knew that Morongyan was dead. Just came here. I complained to the auctioneer calmly. Auctioneer brothers, I feel like he wants to kill me. The auctioneer was silent for a moment and saw that. Then the auctioneer banged the hammer in dissatisfaction. The gentleman upstairs. Please calm down. You scared our valued auction partners. And this is a prefecture-level auction. How can you, a ghost, have the nerve to compete with a prefecture-level ghost? Morongfan pointed at the ghost general in the next box. Why don't you open your eyes? Look at those two guys bidding. Which is the prefecture level? Then he pointed at me and said, I spent millions at the Guijiangji auction. Doesn't the ghost emperor have a higher status than a human being? He didn't listen to the warning about the auction incident, aggravated insult. I was so angry that I hit the table hard with a hammer. Then he yelled at Lao Dong regardless of his image. I gave you face, right? So what if you spend millions? Mr. Aries is now worth more than your life. I am very satisfied. The response from the auction room was very good. My foreign style was not in vain. Then the auction was moderated. The fashionable auctioneer suddenly widened his eyes. Just for this bit of foreignness. I offended a ghost general and got a job. He continues to raise his voice. Mr. Aries. You don't have to worry about this thug hurting you. There will be a ghost general level master coming to protect you soon. Morongfan had a moment. Now I want to go down and kill these two. What a bully. But he thought of Shen Qianru next door. He has an ambiguous attitude towards that human being. It seems that the only way to get revenge is to bid for Aries today. Don't be impulsive. Impulse is the devil. Morongfan took a deep breath. Force yourself to calm down. He is preparing to bid. You see me showing provocation. Give him the middle finger. At this time, the bodyguards from the auction also arrive, with ghosts supporting Lolita. It further fueled my arrogance. I immediately put my other middle finger. He raised his head towards Morongfan. The ants provoke me again and again. Do you think I dare not kill you? Morongfan has lost his mind. To jump out of the window. Then you should come. I'm unhappy. Then come and hit me. Half of Morongfeng's legs had already crossed the window. Shen Qianru next door is ready to take action. Who would have thought that he would shrink back again? Brother, do you really have to be so cowardly? That energy that comes from the beginning. Shen Qianru also looked regretful. Could have been by Yang's savior. It's a pity that Morongfan didn't give him a chance to make meritorious deeds. Morongfan suddenly said that I just bid 3.5 million ghost coins. It took so long. Should I directly determine that my bid was successful? The auctioneer said, in a bad tone. I've already warned you. This is a prefecture-level auction. Ghosts will not be able to participate in the auction. Morongfan is so arrogant. You are targeting me. The two of them are also ghost generals. To participate in the auction. Shen Qianru smiled, then pulled the general in front of her. I didn't participate in the auction. My daughter has a bad throat. Just bidding for her. The old slave silently said. I am the same. After hearing this, Morongfan immediately pick up a little sea ghost. This is my eldest nephew. I got married on his behalf. Is it okay now? Zhang Yun, who had been watching the excitement, finally couldn't help complaining. Really shameless. This little guy hasn't even arrived at the first place, right? Morongfan said shamelessly. Since he can appear at the auction. Are eligible to bid. Auction event. He made an excuse. I can only give up. Let him stay and bid. 3 ghosts will start bidding. I offer 3.6 million ghost coins. 3.7 million ghost coins. 4 million Marong Fun is the head of a family after all. There are a lot of tricks on hand. To take my revenge, if he increases the price, it will be hundreds of thousands. And just then, I suddenly made a move. Go under the box. Looking at Shen Qingru standing at the window. A few seconds later, the corners of my mouth raised slightly. Madam, keep this up. I'm about to be filmed by thugs. You don't want your daughter to get it because she can't get it. Can't break through? My words echoed in Shen Qingru's mind. His eyes suddenly became extremely firm. The heart is ruthless and the teeth are bitten. No one can try to steal Aries from me. I offer 5 million ghost coins. The old slave next door twitched his mouth after hearing this. Being cash-strapped, he had no choice but to withdraw from the auction. And Marong Fun is also a bit overwhelmed. Finally, I called and borrowed 3 million ghost coins. Sir, can you lend me some ghost coins? Just lend me for million. Sir, I am not crazy. Please listen to my explanation. I must avenge my daughter. Don't worry, sir. Wait for the auction to end. I will sell my property and return it to you. There was silence on the other end of the phone for a long time. Finally agreed. I don't care what you use it for. See that you serve me. I'll give you 3 million ghost coins. No need to pay it back, but I won't owe you any more. After saying this, the phone was hung up. Marong Fun sighed. His biggest trump card was only exchanged for 3 million ghost coins, so the way he looked at me became even more dangerous. The auctioneer then struck the hammer. Marong Leo dead. Keep your eyes away. You can see. Is there a ghost general next to Mr. Aries? Marong Fenki was about to vomit blood. They are all ghost generals. You call him sir. Call me Leo dead. The auctioneer sneered. Dear Mr. Aries, do not worry. Our auction will always be on your side. I can't help but sigh. Western charm. I gave a little casually. It can make Ji Weiwei. Be your own loyal licking dog. I looked at the ghost general Loli, who was protecting me closely. Own style. Can you make this fierce Lolita become a licking dog? Let's imagine. A powerful ghost will lick himself like this. It doesn't feel too good at all. The 6.5 million ghost coins of Aries can only be mine. How is my daughter's? It turns out that my ghost will lick the dog a long time ago. 7 million ghost coins. Shen Qingru, do you think I don't know your financial resources? 7 million ghost coins is already your limit, right? I really don't understand you crazy bitch. Why do you have to rob me? Several million ghost coins are enough for your daughter to reach S level. Shen Qingru's face remained, as usual. I'm not a fool. Do I care about my daughter's grade? I'm just taking this opportunity. Make a good impression on Aries. As long as everyone is familiar with each other, she thinks it's because of my millions of ghost coins. Let me take a sip. It's not too much. Even if you don't want to be prostituted for free, then there's no problem with private transactions, right? It's about one's own breakthrough into becoming a master. Not to mention millions of ghost coins. Even if it costs tens of millions, it's still worth it. I saw two people were exhausted. I couldn't help but applaud. You're so generous, mother-in-law. Don't worry. I'll give your daughter some more yang energy later. Shen Qingru chuckled and said, you kid, don't call me random names. As for yang energy, let Xiaoyun do it by himself. I'm afraid you'll be careless. Make him like someone's daughter. Marong Feng heard the words. The wood is about to burst in an instant. Why do you want to fight with me? You can try it. If you can't beat me, I will kill your entire family. If you hit me, I'll find an opportunity to kill you all in the future. The entire audience was speechless for a moment. If you open your mouth or shut up, you will massacre people. Marong Feng looked away with some fear. I won't argue with you about these useless things. 8 million ghosts to avoid. Shen Qingru was threatening to kill everyone just a second ago. The next second she put on her charming smile again. Say Aries to me in a gentle tone. You don't have to be afraid. With me here, today you only belong to me. My daughter just nodded. Didn't speak. What's your daughter? Do you think I'm blind? Your desire for me is almost written on your face. But I haven't gotten the secret scroll in red yet. Don't dare to let the ghost generals absorb foreign ideas. Because the nameless technique can only operate for 2 weeks. Not sure if I can withstand the ghost general sucking it. 9 million ghost coins. After quoting this price, Marong Feng had begun to breathe heavily. I'm angry that he only has so many ghost coins. I hope Shen Qingru is bluffing. It's a pity that reality is cruel. Shen Kingru noticed her expression. Already know it well. A light word. Completely defeating Morongfeng's reason. 9.1 million ghosts of Oi.